Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you are new to me and it's the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So if that's why you're here, because that's what's going to be happening today. If you're not new to me, thank you for always tuning in and continued support. I really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have all the series that I want to start, work with, and complete in 2023. So this is my 2023 series prep video, series continuation video, all of that kind of combined into one. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and let's get talking some series. Okay, so little side note, I did not do a series video for 2022. I had a list, but I never actually posted a video about it. So this is the first time I've ever doing this, and truth be told, you guys have no idea what kind of numbers and stats I'm working with series. So the first part of this video is actually going to be breaking down kind of the series numbers that I have to work with. The total number of owned series that I have on my physical TBR, so my shelves behind me, this does not include my Kindle or my Audible. I have 122 series. 122. So I either have the entirety of the series or at least the first installment of that series. Now, the number of series I started in 2022 was 61. Now, that number does include my Kindle and Audible series as well. The number of series that I completed in 2022, and I have to laugh about this because if I don't, I'll be very, very sad, was 7. I completed 7 series in 2022. And one of those actually was a series that I started prior to 2022. So I only actually completed 6 series that I started in 2022. Win for Jackie. Win for Jackie. So when I was coming up with these lists of what I wanted to start, what I wanted to continue, and what I wanted to finish in the year 2023, I had a grand total of 55 series that were open that I could work with, and I didn't do the math on the number of series I could just start. So that's where I'm working with. So let's get into the series themselves. So what series I would like to start in 2023? I have a few here. And so let's grab the pile number 1. The first series and these are in no particular order, I would like to start is the Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski. I'm not quite for sure you pronounce his name. I am a huge fan of the Witcher show. I love watching that show, mostly because I'm a huge fan of Henry Cavill. Let's just be honest, that man's beautiful. And he says fuck so well. God, he's pretty. So that's one of the main reasons I wanted to read the books, is because I'm a huge fan of the show. Now, I have never played the video game that the books, that is also based off the books. My husband has, so I thought it'd also be really cool to read these so I can maybe see the comparisons among the video games and the TV show. And spoiler alert, my husband bought me the entire Witcher series for Christmas. So you'll be seeing that in an upcoming haul. I already had this installment, but he got me the new illustrated editions. So I would like to start the series, get it underneath my belt. A lot of my friends in Lauren's D&D group and my book club have read installments of the series or have played the video game. So I'm kind of the only one on the outside. All I have is the show. So I'd like to maybe get this under my belt, at least started for sure. The next series that I'd like to possibly start in 2023 is the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy. I actually own the entirety of this series. I own all the female covers. I really wanted the guys' covers, but I got tired of waiting to see if I could find them. So I just bought the girls' covers because they were present. So maybe I'll do that later. But if I understand correctly, these are like companions installments. They're not following the same grouping of people, but it's kind of in the same like world area. And this first installment, I believe, is a hockey romance. Maybe. I'm not quite for sure. I know that these have really good reviews, and her last name is Kennedy, so I felt like I had to represent, you know. So I like to get to this series mostly because I own the entire thing. So I like to, you know, find out if I actually just wasted my money or if I bought something good. The next series I definitely want to pick up because this is huge on BookTube, and every single BookTuber that I watch that has read this book has did nothing but rave about this. And I know she just released another book like 2 months ago, and I think another one's coming out this year, and that is the Stay a Spell series by Juliet Cross, and this is the first installment of Wolf Gone Wild. This, I believe, is a shifter romance, but I don't know if every single installment is a shifter romance. I think they're all paranormal, but this one is a shifter one for sure. And I would love to know what the hype is about this series. I would just love to know. I've heard rave things from multiple booktubers, but let's be honest, Jenna with Book Refuge raves about this book, and she has never steered me wrong. So I have high hopes for this one. High hopes. So hopefully we'll get to it in 2023. Another series that I picked up because of Jen, not because she recommended it to me, but because I discovered my love of Mafia romance because I took part in her Mafia romance readathon in 2022. And this is a series that when I typed in Mafia romance, it comes up as like #1 almost all the time. And that is The Mafia Wars by Maggie Cole. And this is the first installment of Ruthless Strangers. I want to know what the big hype is about this series. I love the covers of this series. I love the way the spines look on the shelf. And some of the synopses that I have read of some of these books, they just sound fire, and I want to know. And I discovered my love of Mafia romance last year. I want to hit that really hard this year because I want to get a lot of these Mafia staple series underneath my belt. And I just, I want to know. And it's also been on my shelf for a while, so. Now, the series that has actually been on my shelf the longest that I haven't started is this next one, and I definitely want to get to this one. Years ago, I was back in college. I read Francine Rivers' Redeeming Love, and I freaking devoured it. I read it in, I think, 2 sittings. I loved it, and then I lost the book, bought it again, lost the second one. Actually, I think I loaned it to somebody, and it never came back to me. So it is a book that I have repeatedly bought because I loved it so much, but I've never read anything else by Francine Rivers. However, I do have this series, The Mark of the Lion by Francine Rivers, and this is the first installment of Voice in the Wind, and I definitely want to pick this up. This series has been on my shelf since 2016. I bought this series when I originally started my channel back in 2016, and I hauled it. That video no longer exists. I deleted it, but I did actually haul it on this channel. So this is one of my longest standing series on my shelf. So I definitely would like to get to this one for sure this year and find out what it is, because Redeeming Love, swear to God, I love that book. It's one of my top 10 favorite books, and I don't own a copy of it anymore, which I need to fix, like stat, because every time I seem to get a copy, I loan it out to people because it's such a great book, and it never gets returned to me. I'm not bitter about that at all. Anyway, but I would really like to get back. I would really like to read some more of her and start this series for sure. And it's only a trilogy, so it should read quickly. This next series, I have never read anything by this author before. And this author kind of gets a lot of love and hate over here on BookTube. She was a staple for a long time. And then recently there's been some drama with her books, or just people, she's not writing to what her caliber normally is. I'm not quite for sure. But my friend Macy at my bank, she's one of my subscribers. So, hey, Macy, what's up? She convinced me to actually buy this book. So I definitely want to read it so I can gush or bitch about it with her. And that is from Blood and Ash, the Blood and Ash novel series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. However, I already know I don't like the lead character's name because it's Poppy. And we all know how I feel about the name Poppy. All right? It's a flower or a dog's name, not a person's. Anyway. It's already got 1 point against it, but I do want to start it out and try it. I have all of this series. I don't have any of the spin-off one of this series, but I do own this entire series currently at the moment. So I'd like to definitely get to this one because I own the entire thing. And the last series I definitely want to try to start in 2023. This is because I saw this book over on Crystal's channel, A Crystal Bookish Life. I'll link everybody's channel that I've mentioned down below so you can guys go check them out. And I know Jen just read this past year. This kind of gave me, when Crystal was talking about it, kind of like an ACOTAR vibe. So I wanted to pick it up, and that is a Fey Guardians novel, The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Petrosivek. I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. So Lana, if you're watching this, I apologize for butchering your last name. So I'm just gonna call you Lana. That's fine. Now this is the first installment to a much bigger series. And I know that there's like a spin-off series with vampires that looks fucking dope. But I feel like based off what I've read about this kind of series and world, you should read these in the way that they came out. Not just break off into the spin-off series. So I want to definitely get into this one because I really want to get in that vampire one. But I bought this edition because Crystal talked about how pretty the images were, because this is the illustrated one and they are gorge. Okay. Beautiful. I grew out of books with pictures in it a long time ago, but it's still nice to, wait a minute, hold on. It's still nice to have books with pictures. Oh, I have never taken the dust jacket off this book. This thing is stunning. Oh, that is pretty. That's a surprise. I did not see that. I never took the dust jacket off the book. Yes. Well, now I definitely want to read this. That is beautiful. Oh, gorge. All right. So those are all the series that I'd really like to start that I physically own in 2023. But there are 2 series that I have on order that I'd like to definitely get into. And that is the Salacious Players Club by Sarah Kate. It looks like this. And also the new Camelot series by Sierra Simone. And it looks like this. I have both of these on order, so I definitely would like to get into these series as well. This one, because I've heard fantastic things about it, and Cheyenne over at That Tall Book Girl says I am in for a ride with this. And this one, I'm obsessed with Camelot. So a series named New Camelot and Sierra Simone. I loved Priest. It was one of my favorite books of 2022. Definitely want to pick this bad boy up, for sure. So, now, the series that I would definitely like to continue in 2023, not necessarily finish, but I definitely want to progress further into, is the Deliver series by Pam Godwin. And the next installment that I need to start on is Disclaim. And that's the 3rd installment. It looks like this. I believe I'm going to be listening to this one on audio, just like I listened to the other 2 on audio and see how I feel. But I would definitely like to, at one point in time, physically read one of these books. Vanquish, the 2nd installment, was one of my favorite books of the year last year, so I have very high hopes for this one. I love Pam Godwin's writing. I love how dark and twisted she is, but at the same time, the way she writes these heavy trigger topics are so beautiful, so eloquent that it doesn't feel traumatic to read. She has a way with words, and she's fucking amazing. So I definitely want to continue on with this series for sure. The next series that I would like to continue on with is the Mere Visitors Quartet by Christelle Dabos. And this is the next installment I need to start with. And this is The Missing of Claire de Lune. This is the sequel. I read Winter's Promise in 2022. I did a full book review for it. I'll link it here for you guys. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the world that was created. I enjoyed the power and the magic system that was created within that book. And I definitely want to revisit it again because I feel like I only got a taste of that magic system because it didn't really start hardcore getting used until the very end of the book. And I feel like in future installments, it's going to get utilized more. I'm going to see more of this animeist power that they have where you can hold an object and read the entire history of the object. I just find that idea fascinating. I think that's so cool because one of the coolest things about history is actually holding something and just feeling that feel about the object or standing where major events stood. There's nothing like it. And this book just reminds me of this feeling for sure. So I definitely want to pick up, get back into this series. And this is the next installment that I have to start with. The next series I'd like to definitely continue with, and that is the Monsters and Muses series by Sav R. Miller. This is the first installment, but the installment I will be starting with is Vipers and Virtuosos. It looks like this. I have no idea what this book's about. I think it might be about Apollo. I'm not for sure. This one was about Hades and Persephone. And I actually did not like the Hades and Persephone element installed in this book. So not knowing really what this book is about, I'm hoping that I will enjoy it more because this Hades and Persephone installment just kind of left me wanting a little bit, but I like the storyline of this. So I'm hoping that not knowing will make me enjoy the series 10 times more. I would also like to continue with J.T. Geisinger's Queens and Monsters, and this is Carnal Urges, the next installment that I need to start off with it. So, spoiler alert, I didn't read it in December. This was on my December TBR and I didn't get to it, but I definitely want to read this series. I love the way these covers look. I love the synopses of them. I want to hit Mafia romance really hard this year, so this is definitely one of those series I want to get underneath my belt for sure. As she is one of my backlist authors this year, I definitely want to continue with Amo Jones' Midnight Mayhem series, and this is the first installment in Peace Lies Havoc. The installment that I will be starting with is In Fury Lies Mischief, and it looks like this. So I definitely want to continue with this series. I have a great time with Amo Jones. She is crazy and kooky as fuck. She drives me batty. She gives me a headache, but I fucking love it. I love it. She's not scared to piss me off. She's not scared to confuse me. I love that. I love fearless authors, and she's definitely one of them for me. So I definitely want to continue on with this series for sure. The other series I like to continue is the Lori Wick series by the Rocky Mountain Memories series. I read Where the Wild Rose Blooms the beginning of 2022, and this was actually a series I wanted to complete in 2022, and I didn't. So I definitely would like to continue on with it. And this is the next installment, Whispers of Moonlight. This is Travis's story, who we meet in the first installment. And I would like to know what his backstory is, because he doesn't end with the most happy of endings in Where the Wild Rose Blooms. So I like to see him happy. I would love to see him happy. And the last series that I would definitely like to continue on with, I tried to reread the entire Outlander series in 2022, and I got to book 3. So I like to continue this reread. So I would like to pick back up in the Outlander world by Diana Gabaldon, and Voyager is the installment that I will be starting with. I've heard rumor that there's like an Outlander readathon going on. I haven't seen any like official announcement videos or anything. Maybe if there is, let me know. I'll go check it out, because I'm already planning on reading the series. So it's definitely something I wouldn't mind popping in on and joining in on. So yes, but Diana Gabaldon's on the list. She's just always on the list. Just assume she's always on the fucking list, all right? Yeah. Now, those are series I just want to continue, not necessarily finish. These next series, these are the ones that I want to finish. These are the ones I'm going to hardcore focus. I want to get these puppies done, because there's either stuff's coming down the pike that I want to be prepared for, or I own the entire series, or I just have a really good time with it and I enjoy the world, and so I want to stay in the world a lot longer. So let me grab this pile over here. The first series I like to complete is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. This is the illustrated edition that she just recently released. She also has the male covers. I prefer the male covers, but I still plan on collecting all of these just so I can have them on my shelf, because I think these are still stunning, and the tongue-in-cheek imagery and graphics is just spot on. I love it. I have read Brutal Prince. The installment I need to start with is Stolen Air. Spoiler alert again, didn't read it in December. There you go. But that is definitely a series I want to complete in 2023. At some point in time, complete it. The next series I would like to complete is the Field Party series by Abby Glines. I own all the installments except the one that just recently released. I believe she released one in November. So that's the only one I still need to get. But I have such a good time with these. These are feel good, you know, high school romance, sports romances, and every single installment I've read, I've only read the first 2, but they both leave me with really good feelings, but they are definitely juxtapositions in series. I would never assume that they are the same series. So I really like the fact that Abby Glines it's not a constant. She's definitely stretching and showing different techniques throughout the same series, and I like that, but still using kind of the same world. I really enjoy that about this, so I definitely want to pick up the rest of the series and complete it this year. She is a backlist author. I've already said this, so I definitely want to complete the Elite Kings Club series by Amo Jones. I have read The Silver Swan. I will be starting The Broken Puppet sometime in 2023. This book was just, I needed Jesus therapy and a cigarette after reading it. So I need to make sure I'm prepared, but I definitely want to complete the Elite Kings Club series. I want to know the rest of Bishop and Madison's story for sure. And there is, in that series, there is like the base trilogy, and then there's like another kind of trilogy with it, and then like another book. Like it's a very weird thing. So anything that's labeled under Goodreads of the Elite Kings Club, which I think there's 8 installments, I want to complete, but I know not all 8 installments are Bishop and Madison's story. Eventually we do break off into some other side stories, but I'm still game. I want to read it, and she's one of my backlist authors, so I definitely want to complete that series for sure this year. The next series I want to complete, and that's because this was a 5-star read for me, and I bought the entire series immediately after reading this book, and that is the Immoral Coven series by Amara Ray. This is Lifeblood, the first installment. I would be starting with, I believe Hydrus is the second one. So this is very high up on the priority of finishing. This thing was fucking amazing. Oh my God. I love this. This was so awesome. I've recommended this book in 2 recommendation videos already, maybe 3. So super high up, memory bank. It's there. It's not going anywhere. Super hot, super steamy. Oh my God, just dripping everywhere. It's just, I needed so many showers after this book. I did. It's amazing. So I definitely want to continue on with the series and complete it this year for sure. Another series that I definitely want to finish, and this is because I had such a good time with the first installment and I read a novella. Part of it is the Priest series by Sierra Simone. So I want to start a Sierra Simone series, and I want to complete one because Father Tyler Bell. Now I know the rest of the installments don't follow Father Tyler Bell, but hopefully I get to see a little bit of him later on. I'm hoping. So I definitely want to complete this series for sure. And I own this entirety of series, so definitely another reason why I want to complete it. And the last and final series I would like to complete in 2023 is The Faithful and Fallen by John Gwynne. This is Valor, the second installment that I'm still working on. I believe I'm going to be having some carryovers in 2023, but that's okay. I love it regardless. I'm having such a good time with the series. It is fast-paced, is moving multiple POV, so many pieces. This bright star, black sun war concept is really starting to come to fruition, and I'm loving it. So I definitely want to continue and finish this series because I know from previous experience that when I read Malice and the amount of time I had between Malice and picking up this one, that was not a good fucking idea. So after I finish this, I need to pick up the rest of the series very, very soon. So I hope this is a series I will finish early in 2023, but it's definitely on the list to finish. Those are all the series that I would like to start. I want to continue and I want to finish, but I have one more series that I want to talk about. And that is a series that I plan on doing a vlog series for. Out of all the series I looked at, there was one series that just screamed, you need to do a video log of you reading this entirety of the series. I did this with majority of ACOTAR and a third of Throne of Glass because I didn't start doing vlogs until just recently. And I really have a good time doing them. And you guys seem to really enjoy my reactions and my commentary on the books as I'm reading them. So I wanted to do a dedicated vlog series this year. I did not put it in my plans because it was a surprise. So I definitely left it for this video. But I plan on starting and completing. This is the only series I plan on start and completing this year up into what is released. That is the Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. And I plan on doing a vlog for every single installment that I read. Joe at Not So Average Joe did this and I loved her reactions. I did not watch all of the videos because I didn't want to get spoiled, but I love the idea, the concept of an entire series of vlogs dedicated to a single series from start to finish. And I kind of sort of did that with Throne of Glass and ACOTAR, so I definitely want to do it with this one. This is a super popular series on Book Talk, on BookTube, on Bookstagram. A lot of people rave about this, and it's Zodiac, so what could go wrong, right? So, keep your eyes peeled for these bad boys. That's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys all soon with another video. Oh, let me know what series you would like to complete and start in the upcoming year. Bye, guys.